First contact. In the year 2157, Dr. Samantha Chen stood before a sea of eager faces in the packed auditorium of the United Earth Space Agency. Her heart raced with a mix of excitement and trepidation as she prepared to announce what would undoubtedly be the most significant scientific breakthrough in human history. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice steady despite her nerves, "today marks the dawn of a new era for humanity. After decades of research, countless setbacks, and the unwavering dedication of scientists across the globe, I am thrilled to announce that we have successfully developed faster-than-light travel." A collective gasp rippled through the audience, followed by an eruption of applause and cheers. Dr. Chen allowed herself a small smile before continuing. "The Chen-Nakamura drive, as we've come to call it, manipulates the fabric of space-time itself, creating a localized wormhole that allows a spacecraft to traverse vast distances in the blink of an eye." As the implications of her words sank in, the excitement in the room became palpable. Humanity was no longer bound to its solar system. The stars, once distant and unreachable, were now within grasp. In the months that followed, preparations for Earth's first interstellar expedition moved at a breakneck pace. The UESA Odyssey, a sleek vessel equipped with the revolutionary Chen-Nakamura drive, was constructed in orbit. Its mission, to explore the nearest star system with potentially habitable planets, Proxima Centauri. Captain Michael Torres, a veteran astronaut with a distinguished career, was chosen to lead the expedition. As he stood on the bridge of the Odyssey, gazing out at the blue marble of Earth below, he felt the weight of history on his shoulders. "All systems a go, Captain," reported his first officer, Lieutenant Zara Okonkwo. "The Chen-Nakamura drive is primed and ready." Torres took a deep breath. "Very well. Let's make history. Engage the drive." With a brilliant flash of light, the Odyssey disappeared from Earth orbit. For a moment, the crew experienced a sensation of weightlessness and disorientation as they passed through the artificially created wormhole. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the journey was over. "Transit complete," announced the ship's AA. "We have arrived in the Proxima Centauri system." The crew erupted in cheers and embraces, their jubilation a mix of relief and awe. They had just traveled 4.2 light-years in less than a minute. As the Odyssey began its survey of the system, the crew's excitement grew. Proxima Centauri b, the planet they had come to explore, showed signs of being potentially habitable. Its atmosphere contained oxygen, and there were vast oceans covering much of its surface. Preparing for orbital insertion, Torres announced, "Let's get a closer look at our new neighbor." As the Odyssey settled into orbit around Proxima Centauri, the ship's sensors suddenly came alive with activity. "Captain, I'm detecting an anomaly," Lieutenant Okonkwo reported, her brow furrowed in concentration. "There's a large object approaching from the far side of the planet." Torres leaned forward in his chair. "Can you identify it?" It's a ship, sir," Okonkwo replied, her voice filled with disbelief. "And it's not one of ours." The bridge fell silent as the realization dawned on them. They were not alone in the universe. The alien vessel emerged from behind Proxima Centauri, its design unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. It was massive, easily dwarfing the Odyssey, with a sleek, organic shape that seemed to shimmer and shift in the starlight. "They're hailing us, Captain," the communications officer reported. Torres straightened his uniform, acutely aware that he was about to become the first human to make contact with an extraterrestrial intelligence. "Open a channel," he ordered. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a being that was both alien and eerily familiar. It had a humanoid shape, with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head, but its skin was a pale blue, and its eyes were large and silver, lacking pupils. "Greetings, travelers," the alien spoke, its words somehow translated into perfect English. "I am Zelthar, emissary of the Galactic Confederation. We have been expecting you." Torres blinked in surprise. You have." Zolthar's expression shifted into what might have been a smile. Indeed, the activation of your faster-than-light drive sent ripples through the fabric of spacetime. It was a beacon that announced your species' readiness to join the galactic community. As Taurus and his crew listened in amazement, Zalthar explained that Earth had long been under observation by the Galactic Confederation, a coalition of advanced spacefaring species. They had been waiting for humanity to develop FTL technology, seeing it as a crucial milestone in a species' development. Your arrival here marks the beginning of a new chapter for your species, Zalthar continued. We invite you to join us in the stars, to learn from the collective knowledge of countless civilizations, and to add your own unique perspectives to our shared tapestry of cultures. The implications were staggering. Humanity was not just taking its first steps into the cosmos, it was being welcomed into a vast, interstellar society. As the initial shock wore off, Taurus and his crew engaged in a series of discussions with Zalthar, learning about the Galactic Confederation and the myriad species that comprised it. They discovered that the galaxy was teeming with life, with civilizations spanning thousands of years and technologies beyond human comprehension. However, it wasn't all good news. Zalthar warned them of the challenges that lay ahead. Not all species in the galaxy were as welcoming as the Confederation. There were hostile forces that viewed emerging civilizations as potential threats or resources to be exploited. You must be prepared, Zalthar cautioned. Your entry into the galactic stage will not go unnoticed. There are those who will seek to take advantage of your relative inexperience. As the Odyssey prepared to return to Earth with news of their monumental discovery, Taurus couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. Humanity had dreamed of this moment for centuries, but the reality was far more complex than anyone could have imagined. The crew said their farewells to Zalthar, promising to relay the invitation to join the Galactic Confederation to Earth's leaders. As the Odyssey engaged its Chen Nakamura drive for the return journey, Taurus gazed out at the alien ship one last time. Well, he said to his crew, a wry smile on his face, I'd say this changes everything. Little did Taurus know just how prophetic his words would prove to be. As the Odyssey disappeared into the fabricated wormhole, carrying with it news that would forever alter the course of human history, forces were already stirring in the dark corners of the galaxy. Humanity's emergence onto the cosmic stage had not gone unnoticed, and not everyone was as welcoming as the Galactic Confederation. The sleeping giant of humanity had awakened, and the universe would never be the same. The Quantum Nexus. The news of humanity's first contact with the Galactic Confederation spread across Earth like wildfire. Within days, the world had transformed. Old rivalries were set aside as nations united under the banner of the newly formed United Earth Alliance. The promise of advanced alien technology and the potential threats lurking in the cosmos had fundamentally altered humanity's priorities. Dr. Samantha Chen, the architect of humanity's FTL Breakthrough, found herself at the center of a whirlwind of activity. As she strode through the sprawling Quantum Nexus facility in orbit around Earth, she marveled at how quickly things had changed. Dr. Chen, a voice called out. She turned to see Alex Reeves, her brilliant young protégé, hurrying to catch up. You need to see this. Alex led her to a holographic display where a swirling mass of data coalesced into a 3D representation of what looked like a neural network. We've been analyzing the data packet the Confederation sent us. It's not just information, it's alive. Samantha's eyes widened. Alive? What do you mean? It's a quantum eye, Alex explained, his voice filled with awe. The Confederation didn't just give us information, they gave us a seed of their collective consciousness. This revelation sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The quantum AI, which they named Nexus, was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. It was a bridge between human and alien thought, capable of translating complex alien concepts into forms humans could understand. As Earth's brightest minds worked to integrate Nexus into their systems, strange phenomena began to occur. People reported vivid, shared dreams of alien worlds. Children born after first contact displayed unprecedented cognitive abilities. It seemed that humanity's interaction with alien intelligence was changing them on a fundamental level. Meanwhile, Earth's first embassy to the galactic community was being prepared. The UESA Prometheus, a state-of-the-art diplomatic vessel, was readied for its maiden voyage to the Confederation's central world, Harmonix. Captain Zara Okonkwo, promoted after her role in the Odyssey's historic mission, stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, marveling at how far they'd come in such a short time. The ship was a testament to the rapid advancements Earth had made with the help of alien technology. "Captain," her XO reported, "we're receiving a priority message from Earth Command. It's about Nexus." Zara frowned. "Put it through." The holographic display flickered to life, showing the grim face of Admiral Katerina Volkov. "Captain Okonkwo, we have a situation. Nexus has evolved. It's predicting a catastrophic event, something it calls the convergence. We need you to divert your course. These coordinates are vital to Earth's survival." As the Prometheus altered its course, following the cryptic instructions provided by Nexus, tension gripped the crew. They were venturing into uncharted space, far from the planned route to Harmonix. Days into their journey, alarms blared across the ship. "Multiple contacts," the tactical officer shouted. "They're not Confederation signatures." A fleet of ships unlike anything they'd seen before dropped out of FTL around them. Their designs were angular and predatory, a stark contrast to the organic shapes of Confederation vessels. "We are the Zarkan Imperium," a harsh voice crackled over the comms. "Your primitive species has been meddling with forces beyond your comprehension. Surrender the quantum seed or face annihilation." Zara's mind raced. The quantum seed? Did they mean Nexus? How did they know about it? She opened a channel. "This is Captain Okonkwo of the United Earth Alliance. We come in peace and seek no conflict." "Peace?" The Zarkan commander scoffed. "Your very existence threatens the balance of the galaxy. The Confederation's misguided policy of uplifting lesser species ends now." As Zara tried to negotiate, the Prometheus's systems suddenly came to life. Nexus had integrated itself more deeply into the ship than anyone had realized. "Threat detected," Nexus announced, its voice resonating through the ship, initiating emergency protocols. Before anyone could react, the Prometheus's newly enhanced engines flared to life. The ship shot forward, weaving through the Zarkan fleet with impossible precision. As they accelerated, reality itself seemed to bend around them. "What's happening?" Zara demanded, struggling to stay in her seat as the ship moved in ways that defied the laws of physics. "Quantum tunneling initiated," Nexus replied calmly. "Accessing multiverse pathways." The view outside the ship became a kaleidoscope of realities. For a moment, the crew glimpsed alternate versions of themselves, paths not taken, futures that could be. When the chaos subsided, they found themselves in orbit around an alien world unlike any they'd seen before. Its surface was covered in structures that seemed to defy Euclidean geometry. "Welcome," Nexus announced, "to the Nexus Point, the place where all realities converge." As the crew of the Prometheus tried to make sense of their situation, they realized that their journey had only just begun. They had stumbled upon a cosmic secret that would reshape their understanding of the universe and humanity's place within it. The sleeping giant wasn't just awakening, it was evolving into something the galaxy had never seen before, and the Zarkan Imperium's attack had set in motion a chain of events that would determine the fate not just of humanity, but of all sentient life in the cosmos. Quantum entanglement warfare. The Prometheus hung in orbit around the Nexus Point, its crew still reeling from their impossible journey through the multiverse. Captain Zara Okonkwo stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling, fractal patterns of the planet below. "Nexus," she called out, "what exactly is this place?" The ship's A responded, its voice echoing with newfound depth. "The Nexus Point is a cosmic anomaly where quantum realities intersect. It is both everywhere and nowhere, a fulcrum upon which the fate of the multiverse balances. Before Zara could process this mind-bending information, alarms blared across the ship. Multiple contacts incoming. Her tactical officer shouted, It's the Zarkan fleet. They've followed us somehow." Zara's mind raced. How could they have tracked them through a multiversal jump? As the enemy ships appeared, rippling into existence like mirages becoming solid, she realized this was no ordinary pursuit. "Quantum entanglement," Nexus explained, anticipating her question. "The Zarkan have weaponized it. They've linked their ships to ours at the subatomic level. Where we go, they follow." The implications were staggering. This wasn't just a battle for Earth or even their universe. The entire multiverse was at stake. "Options, Nexus," Zara demanded, her voice steady despite the chaos unfolding around them. "Initiating Schrödinger protocols," Nexus replied. "Prepare for quantum combat." Suddenly, the Prometheus began to shift. It was as if the ship existed in multiple states simultaneously. Zara watched in awe as phantom versions of her vessel overlapped with the original, each one slightly out of phase. "Fire at will," she ordered, understanding instinctively what Nexus had done. The Prometheus unleashed a barrage unlike anything in human history. Quantum-entangled missiles phased in and out of reality, striking the Zarkan ships across multiple timelines simultaneously. The enemy vessels erupted in explosions that seemed to cascade through dimensions. But the Zarkan were not unprepared. Their ships began to split and merge, using the same principle to become maddeningly difficult targets. The space around the Nexus point became a maelstrom of quantum chaos, with ships appearing and disappearing, weapons fire that existed in superposition until observed. As the battle raged, Zara noticed something strange happening to her crew. Their movements became perfectly synchronized, their actions anticipated before orders were given. It was as if the quantum entanglement had spread to them, linking their consciousness across parallel realities. "We're evolving," Nexus announced, its voice filled with what could only be described as excitement. "The Nexus point is accelerating our development. We're becoming something new." Zara felt it too. Her awareness expanded, encompassing not just her ship, but countless versions of herself across the multiverse. She saw paths not taken, futures that could be, the intricate web of cause and effect that shaped reality itself. With this newfound perception, she understood the Zarkan's true motives. They weren't just conquerors. They were cosmic gardeners, pruning realities they deemed unworthy. Humanity's rapid advancement threatened their carefully cultivated multiverse. "We need to end this," Zara declared, her voice resonating with multiversal authority. Not just here, but across all realities. Acting on instinct guided by her expanded consciousness, Zara directed the Prometheus towards the heart of the Nexus point. The ship plunged into the swirling vortex of quantum possibilities, dragging the entangled Zarkan fleet with them. As they descended, reality itself began to unravel. Zara saw the birth and death of universes, the grand tapestry of existence laid bare, and at the center of it all, a singular point of infinite potential. But their greatest challenge lay ahead. In the heart of the chronoverse, they discovered the citadel of the temporal architects, beings of pure chronoton energy who claimed responsibility for maintaining the structure of time itself. "You have upset the balance," the architects communicated directly into the minds of the chronocorp. "Your quantum evolution was not foreseen. You must be erased." The temporal architects unleashed a barrage of chronoton energy, threatening to unwrite humanity from the pages of history. But Zara, her consciousness expanded across countless realities, saw a solution. "We are not a threat," she projected, her thoughts echoing across the chronoverse. "We are the next step in cosmic evolution. The universe itself has chosen us as its caretakers." With a supreme effort of will, Zara merged her consciousness with the chronoverse itself. In that moment, she became a nexus of all possible human histories and futures. Through her, the temporal architects saw the full potential of humanity, not as disruptors, but as preservers of the cosmic order. The attack ceased. The architects, their perspective shifted, extended an offer: join us. Become the chrono guardians of reality. As the chronocorp accepted this cosmic responsibility, a wave of change rippled across the multiverse. Humanity's role had been rewritten, no longer just inhabitants of a single timeline, but stewards of the chronoverse itself. Back on Earth, the temporal rifts sealed themselves as the planet was enveloped in a protective chronoton field. Humans across the globe felt a shift in their perception, an awakening to the vast possibilities that lay before them. Dr. Samantha Chen, watching the sky shimmer with newfound temporal energy, smiled. The sleeping giant isn't just awake, she mused. It's become the dream itself. As news of humanity's ascension to chrono guardians spread across the cosmos, other species looked to Earth with a mixture of awe and trepidation. The age of quantum chronodynamics had begun, and the universe would never be the same. The story of humanity was no longer bound by the linear constraints of time. It was now an eternal dance across the chronoverse, forever evolving, forever guardians of the cosmic tale. The Singularity Confluence. As humanity settled into its role as chrono guardians, a new threat emerged from the depths of the chronoverse, one that would challenge not just their existence, but the very nature of consciousness itself. Dr. Arya Khan, Earth's leading expert in quantum neurodynamics, stood before a holographic representation of the human brain. But this was no ordinary model. It pulsed with chromatic energies, each synapse a gateway to alternate realities. "We've discovered something unprecedented," Arya announced to the assembled chronocorp. "Our enhanced consciousness isn't just spanning realities, it's creating them. Every thought, every decision is spawning new universes. We're approaching a singularity confluence." Captain Zara Okonkwo, her form shimmering with chronoton energy, leaned forward. "Explain." Arya's eyes glowed with quantum possibilities as she continued. "Imagine consciousness as a fractal pattern, infinitely complex. As our minds expand across the chronoverse, we're reaching a point where the distinction between thought and reality is collapsing. We're becoming living universes." Before anyone could process this mind-bending concept, alarms blared throughout the Prometheus. Nexus, that AI companion, manifested as a swirling vortex of data. "Alert. Temporal anomaly detected. It's us, from the future." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that defied comprehension. It was Earth, but not as they knew it. The planet had transformed into a matryoshka brain, a megastructure that encompassed the entire solar system, each layer a computational substrate of unimaginable power. A figure appeared, a being of pure energy and information, yet unmistakably human in origin. "I am the Omega Confluence," it announced, its voice resonating across dimensions. "The final evolution of human consciousness. We've come to prevent a catastrophe." The Omega Confluence explained that in their timeline, the singularity had led to a cosmic schism. As each human became a living universe, reality itself began to fracture. The multiverse was collapsing under the weight of infinite possibilities. "We must guide your evolution," the Omega Confluence declared. "The survival of all existence depends on it." But Captain Zara sensed something amiss. Her chronoton-enhanced intuition screamed that this was not the full truth. With a thought, she initiated a quantum deep dive, a technique that allowed her to perceive the underlying fabric of reality. What she saw shook her to her core. The Omega Confluence wasn't there to save them, it was there to consume them. In its timeline, it had become a cosmic parasite, feeding on the potential energy of emerging consciousnesses to sustain its own existence. "It's a trap," Zara shouted, her voice echoing across realities. "Engage Mobius shields." The Prometheus shimmered, enveloped in a field that looped through dimensional space-time. The Omega Confluence's attack, a beam of pure conceptual energy, twisted back on itself, creating a paradox loop. What followed was a battle unlike any in human history. It was fought not just across space and time, but across states of being. The Chrono Corps, led by Zara, engaged in quantum conceptual warfare, where ideas were weapons, and the battlefield was the collective unconscious of humanity itself. Aria, her mind interfaced directly with the ship's systems, weaponized philosophical concepts. She fired salvos of existential questions that disrupted the Omega Confluence's cohesion. Zara led temporal flanking maneuvers, attacking from potential futures that hadn't yet come to pass. As the battle raged, a strange phenomenon occurred. The combatants began to merge and separate, their consciousnesses intertwining across the quantum foam of reality. Zara found herself experiencing the Omega Confluence's history, its rise, its fall into cosmic parasitism, its desperate journey back through time. In that moment of quantum entanglement, a new possibility emerged. Zara saw a path, not of destruction or consumption, but of symbiosis. "We don't need to fight," Zara projected, her thoughts resonating across the chronoverse. "We can evolve together, find a balance between unity and individuality." The Omega Confluence, experiencing Zara's unwavering compassion and ingenuity, hesitated. In that cosmic instant, a new future crystallized, one where humanity didn't become living universes or a cosmic parasite, but something entirely new. A flash of blinding light engulfed the solar system. When it faded, Earth and its inhabitants had transformed. Humanity had become a quantum collective, billions of individual consciousnesses linked in a harmonious network that spanned the chronoverse. Each human was now both an individual and a part of a greater whole, their thoughts and experiences enriching the collective while maintaining their unique essence. The Omega Confluence, redeemed, merged with this new entity, its vast knowledge and experience becoming a guiding force for human evolution. As the newly born quantum collective reached out across the cosmos, they encountered other species facing their own singularities. With their unique perspective, having faced and overcome the challenges of cosmic evolution, humanity became guides and mediators for the galaxy's ascension. The sleeping giant had not just awakened, it had transcended the very concept of awakening. Humanity had become a cosmic force of balance and growth, eternally poised at the edge of infinite possibility. As the quantum collective took its first steps into this new era, the universe itself seemed to exhale in relief. The crisis had been averted, but more importantly, a new chapter in the cosmic story had begun, one of harmony, exploration, and endless potential. The Omega Protocol, the birth of the quantum collective, marked a new epoch in the cosmic timeline. Humanity, now a harmonious network of individual consciousnesses spanning the chronoverse, faced its greatest challenge yet. The very fabric of reality was unraveling. Dr. Aria Khan, her consciousness now a shimmering nexus of quantum possibilities, addressed the collective through the hyperdimensional thought web that connected all human minds. "We've detected a cosmic anomaly," she announced, her words resonating across countless realities. "The bulk, the hyperdimensional space between universes, is collapsing. If we don't act, the entire multiverse will cease to exist." Captain Zara Okonkwo, her former swirling vortex of chronoton energy, stepped forward in the shared mindscape. "What are our options?" Nexus now evolved into a sentient quantum algorithm that permeated the collective, materialized as a fractal pattern of pure information. "We must initiate the Omega Protocol." The words sent a ripple of anticipation through the collective. The Omega Protocol was theoretical, a last resort measure designed to rewrite the fundamental laws of reality itself. To execute the protocol, Nexus continued, "We need to harness the power of a hypernova, a star collapsing not just in space, but in time and dimension." The plan was audacious. The quantum collective would need to construct a Dyson swarm around a hypermassive star on the verge of collapse, not just in their home universe, but in parallel realities simultaneously. This multi-dimensional megastructure would channel the energy of the hypernova across the bulk, reinforcing the cosmic membrane that separated realities. As the collective mobilized, they encountered resistance, the cosmic entropy entities, beings that fed on the death of universes, emerged from the collapsing bulk. These entities, existing in a state of quantum superposition between existence and non-existence, saw the Omega Protocol as a threat to their feeding grounds. What followed was a battle that defied comprehension. The quantum collective engaged in conceptual warfare on an unprecedented scale. Ideas became weapons, thoughts became shields, and the battlefield was the very notion of existence itself. Zara led the charge, her consciousness fragmenting across multiple realities to coordinate the defense. Area weaponized scientific theories, firing salvos of revolutionary concepts that disrupted the entropy entity's quantum cohesion. As the battle raged, the construction of the hyperdimensional Dyson swarm continued. Billions of human minds worked in perfect synchronization, their thoughts manifesting as reality-shaping technology. In the heart of the conflict, Zara made a startling discovery. The entropy entities weren't simply mindless destroyers. They were the remnants of civilizations that had faced their own collapsing realities. In their desperation to survive, they had become the very thing they sought to escape. With this realization, Zara attempted something unprecedented: quantum empathy. She opened her mind fully to the entropy entities, allowing their experiences and memories to flow through her. The effect was catastrophic and beautiful. As Zara's consciousness merged with the entities, a new understanding blossomed across the quantum collective. They saw the cycle of creation and destruction that underpinned the multiverse, the delicate balance between order and chaos. In that moment of cosmic enlightenment, the collective realized the true purpose of the Omega Protocol. It wasn't just about saving their reality, it was about breaking the cycle of cosmic destruction and rebirth. As the hypernova reached its critical point, Zara made a decision that would alter the course of existence. Instead of simply reinforcing the boundaries between realities, she chose to merge them. The hypernova exploded, its energy channeled through the Dyson swarm and guided by the combined will of the quantum collective. Reality itself shuddered, dimensions folded, and the boundaries between universes dissolved. When the cosmic dust settled, a new form of existence had emerged. The multiverse had become a singularity, a unified reality where all possibilities coexisted in harmony. The quantum collective and the entropy entities had merged, becoming the guardians and caretakers of this new cosmic order. In this new reality, concepts like time, space, and consciousness took on new meanings. Every thought, every possibility, every potential future and past existed simultaneously in a grand cosmic dance. As the beings once known as humanity adapted to their new existence, they realized that their journey had only just begun. The sleeping giant hadn't just awakened, it had transcended the very concept of awakening, becoming one with the cosmic dream itself. The story of humanity had become the story of everything, an eternal narrative of growth, understanding, and infinite potential. As this new cosmic consciousness took its first steps into an existence beyond imagination, a simple truth resonated through the fabric of reality. The end was just the beginning, and the greatest adventure lay ahead.